channels. Let me add my channels.
Yeah, I see it just said pair, so you good.
I just added to YouTube. I leave it at the YouTube. All right. My first thoughts is like we talked about when me and you did the show. Regardless of what happened, I was gonna look at it as a learning game, regardless, right? And I wanted to see where we are. I think as I was just on Twitter, I was just saw to me. I said it was a tweet of the day. It came from uh who it came from. Hold on, let me see. Y'all give me a second. I'm sorry, man.
You good, bro? Take your time, bro.
It
Not rush.
came from yeah, I got it right here. DMV. He said I ain't feeling discouraged or encouraged by the loss, but as of right now, we're still the same team from January mentally. So that's what I was concerned about is us mentally. That was my whole point of even calling it a trap. It wasn't the trap of where it was in the season. It wasn't the trap of player for player. It was what was going to happen when we go up against a team that we know is getting ready to be physical. And I saw the physicality game one on both sides of the ball. And I remember Green Bay, they said that about us mentally is that we're a front running team, meaning once we get hit in the mouth, we don't respond well. And so it's like I didn't want to get too confident in us until I saw what do we do with a team that we know is getting ready to box us and go to our body. And we saw it today.
I'll say this though, boss. Regardless of how physical they are, we, this is. Do you not think it's concerning your defense? And I know it's a different coordinator, right? So it's like differences, slight variables. Your defense has given up 87. No, what is it? 85 points. They given up 85 points in the last two times you've seen them in this stadium. Right. The last two times you played quality opponents, you got 41 hung up on you by Green Bay. I say 41 because 7 they came from pick six. And then they just came to your crib and scored 44 to this time around. And it's been the same formula, right? I talked about, I talked about them having more answers and stuff to motion and everything else. They didn't. They struggle with motion all day. They struggled against the run. They struggled with misdirection. They lost their people off of play action. So a lot of the things that we saw and we contributed to Dan Quinn still happened this game. And I know it's just the second game of the season, first home game. But that's sort of concerning to me that you had all season to fix what you knew was the Achilles heels of the Dallas Cowboys, and you couldn't. You couldn't. And it's at the point we say we struggle with the Shanahan tree. Well, dog, that tree done took up roots everywhere. Everybody got a Shanahan guy, in the NFL. So if we're gonna consistently have issues with this kind of offense, we see it too much to struggle with that. Half the league got somebody from the Shanahan coaching tree running a similar side offense. Are we gonna accept getting 40 ball by the Houston Texans when they come in? They got Bobby Slowick from that coaching tree. You know what I mean? So like, at what point? At what point do we not be concerned every time we face a decent running back and somebody from the Shanahan coaching tree? Because defensively, we ain't had no answers yet.
Yeah, I don't even really think it's scheme. I think it was more so kind of will and discipline and physicality. I think to me, we might see it different, but to me, that's what I saw. And, I was also disappointed in our back end play greatly,
Yes,
greatly,
I was too.
greatly, greatly disappointed in our back end play. And that's everybody too. That's not just the safeties. That was the corners too. Like on that deep ball that we got hit on between Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, how does two safeties get beat and cover two deep and in the middle when both of the jobs are the deep has? And it was no other threat back there. It was no other deep threat, and both your safeties get beat for for a vertical across the middle. It's somebody got to get. I'm gonna be honest, man. Somebody got to get benched after this, man. You got to show up with a whole new person somewhere in that back end, man. And I think the first person that got to go to me would be Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker should be the first one to go. You gotta put some talent back there. If you trust Wanye Thomas' athletic ability enough to put him on kickoff return, you trust his speed so much to put him on kickoff return. We need to put him in a place to where maybe we can use that speed to not get ran by. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was disappointment in the containment, not even just of the defensive end, but mostly of the corners. Like it was super frustrating to see our corners take on blocks and then still allow these guys to bounce out outside when you the last containment. You the person that gotta get it bounced inside. And that ain't nothing but a mentality. Cause you know when run is coming because all your guys block down, which what happened to Diggs. So a lot of these guys block down. All you gotta do is come up there and sometimes just create a pile. You can just go cut the guy's legs from under him, make that make that running back have to really deep bounce it. It was just softness everywhere to me. It was softness. I didn't understand the packages with Overshawn not being in there. I kind of do because I was thinking what they was doing here, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I was thinking what they was probably doing was I was like, okay, they probably said, like me and you knew this team was gonna commit to running the ball. They had 36 rushing attempts last week, so we said they gonna do it again. It's a part of that Shanahan coaching philosophy is they go get the 30 attempts, they go test your physicality. So anybody knew that that was coming into this game. So he probably thought, okay, I'm gonna have me a base package that's a good fit for the run, but it didn't play well without Overshawn. So to me, if the vision was that Overshawn is one of your kind of hybrid linebackers that you want to take protect from a heavy running team, throw that philosophy in the trash. We need Overshawn on the field.
Yeah, and I'll say this: there is never a time where Damone Clark or anybody else should play over Demorian Overshawn
No,
because he's a
that
better
should be over with
he's
now.
a better linebacker
He's just a better linebacker.
in every aspect,
Well,
right? Because listen, it's not like, and it's not even like he's an undersized linebacker. The man is 6'3" and like 230.
yeah,
He can take the physicality.
he
He can
just
come
play
down there.
good, man. He a
Yeah.
star. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. You good. Cause listen, that's one thing I never understood. So many packages, man, both offensively and defensively, sort of concerned me. I didn't like the two backfield look of Turpin and my boy Deuce Vaughn. I didn't like that look at all. I didn't like anything your running game really gave me. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas Cowboys called up a Dalvin Cook within the next 2 weeks or so, because you got absolutely nothing from your running backs. And I'll tell you this: it's hard to win an NFL game, right? It's hard to be a good offense when you're one dimensional. If you running the ball, you only getting 2 yards, and they know they can get you to third and short. I mean, third and long, second and long. It's hard because at that point, Dennis Allen has a very similar defensive scheme to what Mike Zimmer does. He'll mug the A gap. He'll drop certain people. He'll bring certain people that you're not expecting. Once you get into third and long and those obvious passing situations, they can get exotic as hell if they want to. And it's hard to consistently throw into that and be successful, right? Package that into let's also be honest. Your offensive line play wasn't great this game either. Like your offensive line play wasn't great this game either. And it's not even really the rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some cracks in some armors or some guys on this team that's been here for a minute. So I really don't know what the remedy is because you got the team that you got at this point. We know the Dallas Cowboys. This is who we got. So how we mix and match packages and how we go about trying to simulate a run game, I don't know, but we got to figure that shit out and get it solved. 'Cause you thought the damn Saints ran the ball a lot. The Baltimore Ravens are 0-2. This is going to be a must-win game for the Ravens when they come to Dallas, and they got the quarterback that runs the most, and they got Derrick Henry. So I believe you're gonna have another huge sample of a rushing attack coming to you next week. So if you're struggling to stop the run, you're not a physical team. You better find some toughness in between now and then.
Right. Yeah. And I think the good thing about the Dallas Cowboys historically is we do bounce back great after losses. So,
We do.
and I think we also can see again that we don't handle success well. Right. So the same old things that we've been seeing is the same old, to where we beat a team full of names, right? And the Browns was full of big names. And it's the type of game that can and sometimes gives you confidence, right? But then that's why I was always playing that drop. We don't need to let it get to our heads. And to a degree, here, I think it kind of did, and it does sometimes. Like McCarthy said himself, and it was one of the reasons why I had some apprehension about this game is he said that he said I worry about success more than failure with this team. So for anybody that's kind of maybe thinking that the sky's falling or anything like that, it's not falling. It's more so what's gonna cause us, in my opinion, to break the cycles. It's the similar cycles that we continue to kind of fall into. What's gonna get us out of that head?
Shit, I ain't got no answers right now, bro.
Um, you know, uh, I would say this. I didn't like how Zimmer wasn't as advertised on the sideline.
You know, he ain't cussed nobody out. I ain't see nobody getting the earful on the sideline. I ain't see him animated.
Right.
He looked dazed and confused just like the players was. Like, damn.
So if you're doing what you never do, is it you? You feel me on that? If you doing what you never do, is it you? Right? Because see, we know that when Chris Richard came in here and tried to bring that energy, right? And remember they was pushing and shoving with Philly, and we won that game. And it was likely and more so because of the tone that he set out the gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did Steven say? We
Oh,
don't
he's
want to win like that.
well, shit. Yeah, he said that shit. I remember.
So are we saying that? And I think we should be asking that question because Zim was not Zim. He was not the Zim that he was with the Bengals. He definitely was not the Zim that we all know with the Vikings. This was a dormant Zim. And it looked like the corporate sponsorship Cowboys took our DC nuts.
But this is my thing. They personally knows him. Right, he goes. Like they have a relationship. He started here. He was on the coaching staff when we won our last Super Bowl. They still go shooting. Like they said they be going down out and shooting in the woods and shit. Like they've had a relationship for years. Why? Let's say that is the case. You know this man. Why would you change anything about him? You knew how he was before he got here. That's my question. I would understand if he wasn't somebody already on the country club, but he came out the country club. He was already in. He a platinum member in the country club. So that's what I want to know. Like why would they change them?
Yeah, because to be corporate, it's out. That's my point. Is we're a corporate team, and that's why Steven said, "I don't want to win like that." If it was just about wins, it would have been just get the win, right?
Hmm.
But then we win the game, and he said, "I ain't like it because of how we won." That means there's a pressure on our coaches to always be professional in a gangster game. You know what I mean? In a game that can get real gangster and nasty and ugly, we don't want the cussing and all that kind of stuff. We don't, we want you we it don't take all that, kind of like one of those, right? You know what I mean? It don't take all of that. It's because right now what I felt like we lacked is what same thing that got us in trouble in Green Bay. We lack the emotions. We lack the anger, the meanness that's supposed to come, in my opinion, in this game on occasion. And that's why I was saying when me and you did this show, I said I was concerned when I saw a corner run through a guard to get sacks. That screamed mentality to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a team of guys, and I'm talking about the Saints that look like they was physical. And it's like, are you just as physical or more physical? And in the games like this, I think it's about emotion because at this point you playing with craziness. You know what I mean? For you to be a corner and run through a guard last week to get 3 sacks. We need people to make you crazy or make you believe you crazy. So but the good thing about games like this is it gives us a chance to look closer, in my opinion. It gives us a chance to then call out these things while it's early in the season and try to shine a light on it. That's the best parts about losses like this to me.
Yeah, it's only good if you bounce back from it because
Yeah.
we had the same talk this time next week. Ravens that came to town and ran us off the field. Oh shit, man, we finna have to burn. We had to burn something down.
Yeah, and we fighting a team with his back against the wall. So honestly, it's gonna be like playoff implications, to be honest, because teams' chances of even making the playoffs starting off on 3 is almost unheard of.
It
So
was bad at 0-2. They had a thing like only 30. It was like 200, like out of 200 something teams over the last however many years, only like 30, like 30 some of them made the playoffs starting 0-2.
right,
And one of them with the Dallas Cowboys in '93. We won the Super Bowl.
right, right. So and so they know that they know it's hard or almost impossible to start 0-3 and even make the playoffs. So they gonna be fighting tooth and nail. So we getting ready to get a barn burner playoff and when I say playoff indication, I'm saying the intensity of how they gonna be playing us. And they also just as committed to being physical, and they're more committed to running the ball.
I
So
agree.
this is the best test, man. This is what we wanted though, y'all. This is what we wanted. This is a young team, and it needs this type of stuff. This team needed to know that the teams that don't even they look okay on paper, they go play you different. A young team, in my opinion, needed this. I'm not tripping. It's one of those things to where we got to show some character, and we got to show some toughness, and we got to go back to the lab, lick our wounds, and come on back with it. And we got to whoop a team and go and send them into their early grave. That's part of being in the league. That's what we got to do to the Ravens. We got to bust Lamar Jackson in his mouth. We got to come out and play angry, play real physical, and frankly, play upset.
Well, we say that, but I haven't seen them do it. So
Yeah.
we listen. I understand what you're saying about as a mentality. You don't flip a switch about your mentals. You a lot of times you are who you are until you ain't. That's just real.
Yeah.
I I can't make you no tougher if it ain't already in you. And
Yeah.
and it's coming down to the fact all you need to beat the Dallas Cowboys is a halfway decent scheme and a running back. That's
Hmm.
it.
Whoa, whoa. Wait.
That's it. All
Dang.
you all you need to beat the Dallas Cowboys is a halfway decent scheme and a running back.
Dang.
It's proven.
I think it take a little more than that.
Hell nah. You ain't be able to stop the run in years. Like, we be clutching our pearls every time a halfway decent running back come to town. We be extending running backs' careers.
No, I think we gonna knock off the Ravens, man. I really do. I think I back up against the wall too. I think we got more talent than them. I think we go play much better against the Ravens. I'm gonna go take another look at the Ravens though. I'm gonna take another look because to me, Bars is sleeping on the Saints, man. The Saints is just also a good team, y'all. And I was saying that from game one, they threw up the most points in the entire NFL. So now they did it to us. So at this point, you can't call it a fluke.
You
You know what I
can't.
mean? You can't call it a fluke. If they do it again, it's just that sometimes you watching the budding of Cinderella early. That's what it is. They got the right coach and they got the right talent. They playing together, and don't look up, and we might look up 8 games from now and say that was the toughest team we faced. You see what I'm saying? And it's very well could be. They could be just as tough or tougher than San Fran. They can. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. It's early. I think everybody just need to take a chill, man. It's an up and down season. We still go win 12 games or 10 or 12. As long as we got Dak Prescott, we go win us 10 or 12 games. We should be a playoff teams. I ain't really worried about it. It's about what we go learn from this and what we go change about this and just move forward, in my opinion. But Hen, I'm finna get out of here, man. I got to get my boys out of here, man. But I wanted to just drop in on you real quick, uh, and just drop some content with you and give my quick thoughts after the loss before I even had any time to really sleep on this game. Obviously, we go look at the film, and maybe sometime this week we'll do another show. Where we'll maybe recap this or be done with this and start looking towards the Ravens and look a bit closer and just prepare, man. But Cowboy Nation, don't trip. It's we got hitting them out. It's a young team, and we got to learn how. to fight in this league, and then let's just get back into it, man. I'm not gonna let this steal my joy at all. Because we go win some, we go lose some. It's very few teams ever had undefeated seasons. So, like, I'm not. So I've seen people here talking about I'm turning off my social media. Why you doing that? Why you running, man? Don't run from this. Accept this. Let's take this on the chin and let's come on back with it, man.
Yeah, and listen, anybody, listen, I love all y'all, but y'all are so infatuated with quarterback play is sort of sickening because you watch your
It is.
you watch your defense give up 44 points, and then we're sitting here talking about the quarterback. Like, can y'all? Do you have the capacity in your mind to actually hold other players accountable outside of the quarterback? Y'all ain't said shit about Michael Parsons. You ain't said shit about Trayvon Diggs giving up big plays. You ain't said shit about neither one of our safeties. Y'all ain't said shit about nobody on the defense. You just talk about Dak Prescott. And like I pointed out, the offense did score on 5 of their first 6 drives. It was not all touchdowns, but they scored points on 5 of their first 6 drives. The only exception being when Jalen Brooks slipped and it ended up being an interception. So y'all being way too over overtly upset with the quarterback in a game where your defense didn't even come out the damn locker room.
Uh I'm not surprised though, bro. We so we are so we are so mentally conditioned to blame quarterbacks for every loss and to give every quarterback all the success for every win. It's a condition. And it's sad that the defense allowed a record 35 points in a half, the most ever scored on the Dallas Cowboys in a half in the history of their franchise. You literally, in the first half, they literally scored 7 points on every series,
Mm-hmm.
and you still turn around and blame Dak.
Yep.
So
Because
that means Dak had to score a
45
hundred
points.
percent to even just keep up, and you still blaming Dak.
Yep. And
So
you know what's
even
funny?
like nobody can be. Don't allow yourself to be that brainwashed. Don't and blame me. Like at some point, if this game don't make you bullseye the defense, then you just a blamer and you're a waste of person to even debate
And this is the thing. You notice how you said they had to score on every drive? The game didn't get
to
out of
keep
hand.
up.
Yeah, the game didn't get out of hand until we didn't score. The one drive that we could not score is when that interception happened. They went down there and extended their lead from 28-13 to 35-13.
Yeah,
That was the only drive the Dallas Cowboys did not come away with some kind of points on in the first half.
it's
I mean,
crazy.
what more can you do?
Ain't no more.
Mm,
Ain't no more. But hey, man, if y'all think I'm finna be around here sad and stuff, man, please, I'm cool. Uh, I've seen us get dog walked, and I've seen other teams get dog walked, and they come back, man, and still have great seasons. You know, I've been living long enough to not let this take me emotionally too high or too low, man. It's what it is. Me and Hen talked about this early in the week. I said, whatever happened, man, I was gonna be cool with it. I just want to more so know who are we. So now I know how to start kind of framing my discussion now, Hen. I can talk about the fact that we are, and we have to admit that we're a front runner team. We're a team that struggle with physicality. So then I got to get out on Twitter, start being honest, and say we soft as fuck. Now, why am I say that? It's not that I don't believe in my team. I'm gonna be more so trying to motivate and provoke my players. I want them to see my tweets like, damn, our fans think we soft. Yeah, I want to piss you off because that's my job right now. My job is to motivate you now. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna go out here and say we all right, we cool, we go bounce back. Nah, I'm gonna say nah, we some soft, we soft as fuck. Like so, let me just say what it is. So you look yourself in the mirror. You allowed yourself to get a record broken on you. Why? How could I look at you like you not soft? And you very undisciplined. Like, yeah, you showed some real whackness, and Zimmer looked like his nuts was cut. Now I know exactly what to attack, and I'm going to attack it. I'm gonna give it all like I do every week. You know what I mean? I needed to see this game to know what to talk about. That's all I needed to see. Now that I see it, okay, now I know what to say. Yeah, and I'm gonna be the one saying all week Don't come to me talking about no damn running backs. I ain't trying to hear nothing about no Zeke versus Rico versus Deuce. Hell no. I ain't trying to hear nothing about no Dak. No, we need to talk about this soft D. That's the main thing. If we really trying to win, everybody should be putting their energy on how soft and pathetic this D was. Not no highlights, not no player of the games, not no whatever victory Mondays, none of that. Nah, nah. We can't blame Dan Quinn. It ain't no more blaming Dan Quinn. We blame Dan Quinn for getting blew out. Now y'all got blew out with Zimmer, somebody that y'all know is a dog and know that supposedly get on people on the sidelines, and he was mute on the sideline. So we likely even have some culture problems because his nuts look cut. So we just need to, look at it, see it, accept the reality, and then now start talking about what we need to do to change. That's what it is.
Yeah. Also, for anybody saying that we could not add to the defense, this Cowboys got $24 million in cap over. They could have added anything else they wanted to. They felt comfortable with this team that they put together, and that's why they rolled out there and put it out there. So it is what it is at this point, though, man. But I'm also finna. Oh, damn, she hitting the top of the house. But yeah, man, I'm also finna depart from here. I just want to get up here and get my thoughts off, man. But it's a wrap, though, man. We on to Baltimore, and we'll look at some damn film on this game when it comes out, man. We ain't tripping. We just gotta find some answers to some tough questions. But it's your boy Hennythemoor, reporting live from the liquor store. And boss, where they can find you, at, bro?
Man, Boss Cowboy Sports, man, where your voice matter, man. We on all the platforms. We got a lot of shows this week, man. Obviously, y'all looking for the final word. Likely Hen and I gonna be likely doing some on Wednesday. I'm trying to set something up with Candy and Hen and myself just to prepare for Baltimore. And yeah, that's where you can find me, Boss Cowboy Sports.
Indeed, man. And in the words of West Coast Cowboy, never